Please read this disclaimer carefully before proceeding further. Welcome traders to this week's analysis of gold XAUUSD. Thanks for joining me here. Let's see what has been happening. Gold had a very good weeks for last couple of weeks have been really good on gold. The market actually created a huge movement to the downside and back again. So let's put that thing in perspective. What has been happening, and let's look at the higher time frame. So we are on monthly time frame, and what we can see is that market created a W pattern, and that's why it has been falling down. And if you have been following me for some time, you know that 1681 level was the kind of support and profit target I was looking for on this short opportunity, which started from 2070. So all the way down to this 1681. And now what is happening here is that market actually created, let me go and show you in the structure itself. Right, so the market came here, got pushed back up, and now it came back down to create a double bottom here, right? But majority of the traders will think that this is a double bottom, and they're right in thinking so. But the main thing is that look at this candlestick, right? This candlestick is not a very bullish candlestick. It looks like a bullish one because it has a huge rejection from the bottom, but over time this is not looking like a very bullish candlestick. The reason behind that is it's very simple. If you pay attention to what actually happened here on the candle, the candle was forming, it actually formed by pushing the price down and then coming back up, but it never itself got turned into a bullish candle. It still stayed as a bearish candle or kind of indecision sort of candle. And when usually this happens, usually what market does in the next candle, it tries to fill the wick of the previous candle. So this is still a possibility. We have started a new month, and I know that market is going up, but it can actually go to a certain area, maybe this area or maybe somewhere around here, and then come back down to fill some of this candle. So that is still a possibility. Always pay attention to what the market is trying to tell you on higher time frame, and this candlestick is telling me that this is a possibility. Okay, so even if you are looking for long trades in gold, beware that there can be a bullish weakness, sudden bullish weakness coming into gold at any moment in time. But trade what you see. So if you find an opportunity to trade in the long side, and if it actually gives you good reward to risk ratio, and if it is according to your plan, then go for it. But always just put it in your back of your mind that there can be a bullish scenario on the other side, because of this pattern that we have just discussed. Okay, so that's monthly time frame. Sorry, let's go and look at the weekly time frame. On weekly time frame, if you remember, this is what I mentioned, that market was expected to reach near about this particular level, which is 1830 level or so. And in the previous analysis, I mentioned that gold was going to be bullish from here, and there are a couple of factors which are actually pulling this price back up. One of them is there is a gap around 1867, 66, something like level here, and then there is another one around 1880 level or so. So this is what we are expecting. If the market breaks through this level here, right, and that is a condition. If it breaks through this and we get a confirmation, we go for a long trade all the way to this level. But then we should be looking for short trade once again. Why? Because we have this W pattern forming, and we also saw that there was a case where it can fall down to fill the previous wick here. So that's why if it forms, if it gives a confirmation, good confirmation on daily basis, then we look for a long trade all the way into this. And then once market has reached there, and once this W pattern has been completed, then we look for a short trade. Okay, so that's going to be our overall plan. So how do we trade this? Let's bring in the original analysis. So if I go and I'll show you what we did. So last week in our Telegram group and other places, I said, even in the previous analysis, I said, this is a very good FCP zone. Remember, this FCP zone was acting as support, resistance, and now it should act as a support if we get a confirmation on top of it. Right now, this is still right in that proximity, is still in that zone. Market has fallen there, and now it is back in there. Why it has come back there? Market left clues. Remember, we're talking about this price action. I saw this price action on 4-hour time frame. Let me show you what I saw. this price section is something which is kind of like pulling the price back into it. So when it fell down, it was expected to reach this price action. It came here but did not actually clear the entire thing, so it went above it, closed it. Right, so that's why it was bullish. Now because it has come up there, and this is kind of a structured area, or you can call it a supply zone, resistance zone, whatever you want to call it, but it is there right now. And because we had previous reaction, we can expect gold to fall down a little bit, which it has already started. So on the last 4 hours, it has started to fall down a little bit, and it can continue to fall slightly more. And if we get a confirmation to the upside, if the market starts to decide to go beyond that FCP zone, and if we get a confirmation, then we'll go for a long trade. And these are the levels that you should be aware of, right? Let me just move the tool. Somebody suggested that I should move the tool so that you can see the levels here. So these are the levels, and I'll post this chart in Telegram group as well. Okay, so these are the levels. Remember 1806, I've been talking about this. 1806 is an important level. Market fell down from FCP zone, came into 1806, and then got supported, went straight up. And now if we get a confirmation, then only we go long. And these are the levels which will act as resistance or profit targets. Ultimately, this is the gap. There is a gap. Ultimately, it is expected to reach one of these. And once it has reached, then we'll look for short opportunities on multi-week or multi-month basis. Once the market has gone above this level, and if we get a confirmation to the upside, then only I will treat gold as bullish, right? Basically, it needs to break through this structure for it to become bullish on multi-month basis. For now, it is still bearish on multi-month basis, but on smaller time frames, it can go higher, and we should be able to capitalize on that move. Let's look at it on what time we search. By the way, if you are interested in subscribing to what on Visage, it is available right now. It won't be available for a long period of time. It is only available for 6 more days now. So in 6 days, you can subscribe to it. And for that, you can find a link in the description of this video. Right, so what we have is, so far, the market is still bearish, but it can turn into blue. If it does by the end of this month, then we will treat this as a bullish for now. So this is the signal that we have got, and this is the target right now. This is the potential target, but remember, we need to see a monthly close for that, because this is the monthly time frame. It may or may not happen. The previous bearish target is still valid, because the market can actually come back down and hit this target, so that is still valid. And why? Because the market can actually do something like this. It can go and create a complex M pattern, or there is another way of looking at it. It can actually go and do something like this here and then fall back down. So there are two ways of doing it, right? So that is why this is still valid. Okay, that's monthly time frame. Okay, let's look at it on daily time frame. So on the right hand side, if I look at the daily time frame, when it was here, I said then the market was going to go into water curve, because this was very, very close, and this turned out to be a very good trade. Personally as well, I was able to take this, and I kept on holding it until it reached this particular level, which was the profit target, white dot. So this was still a very good one. If the market continues to go higher, this is the white dot, that's the profit target, which will be the next one according to what I envisage. So let me actually give you a line here, so that you know what we're looking for. 1852 level, but we know that there are gaps and other stuff that which we have just talked about, so it can actually go even higher. But this looks like a good one if the market breaks through this structure level, and if we get a confirmation to the upside. Okay, so let's go and look at it on a 4 hour time frame. On 4 hour time frame, this is the profit target. This is still open, so the market can actually try to go back up to this level here. So I know that market is falling right now, and if it falls, it can go back up to reach this target. So 1836 is still available to us. Let's see how it actually plays out. But what happened here is that price got supported by water curve. Then we got a bull signal here. This is the arrow that we have got. We had a bullish blue color, and this is the profit target. So that profit target is still open right there. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. So if I go to 1 hour time frame, we can see that the market is getting a little bearish here. This is the red color, and we have got a signal, so it can fall down a little bit. But in this respect, the previous, all of these targets were already met. All of these targets were busted by gold. So it turned out to be a very good trade. And so how do we trade this next week? Next week, watch out for downward movement. And if you want to, like, take a short trade for short term, that's fine. But if it actually closes beyond this on daily basis, and if you get a confirmation there, then we are looking for bullish movement into gold, right? But it is standing right there, on the FCP zone, so you have to be careful while taking long trade. Do not trade until you see a proper confirmation to the upside. Okay, so this is my analysis on gold. Hope you enjoyed this. If you found this useful, make sure you hit the like button, share it with other traders and trading communities, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great trading week. If you're interested in learning how to analyze the markets the way I do using Fibonacci Confluence, then head over to vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see Core Strategy Training Program. On this page you'll be able to see the testimonials of previous students and also look at the brochure. The brochure has a lot more information, including the course structure and the Fibonacci Confluence Training Program curriculum. This is a very extensive program in which we cover basic core Fibonacci concepts along with the advanced concepts to analyze the markets with high probability. If you're interested in joining this program, come to vikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see and submit this form.